Welcome to Corvette Today, the podcast that talks about everything Corvette, with your host Steve Garrett, MC and DJ at one of the largest Corvette weekends in the country, Corvette Fun Fest, president of the Corvette Club of Kansas City, Missouri, and radio disc jockey at the #1 radio station in Kansas City for over 40 years. Here's Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, and the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. I appreciate you tuning in. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-840-5334. You can listen to Corvette Today on all podcast platforms. You can also listen on your smart device. Just say, "Hey Google" or "Alexa, play the podcast called Corvette Today," and you're connected. Be sure and visit the updated Corvette Today website. It's CorvetteToday.com. You can also access everything there, including the Corvette Today merchandise store. You can also join the Corvette Today Facebook group there and sign up for Corvette Today emails, notifications, and updates at corvettetoday.ck.page. And if you like YouTube, you can subscribe to the Corvette Today YouTube channel. See all Corvette Today episodes on YouTube. And be sure and patronize our flagship sponsors of Corvette Today, Aerolarri Wheels, a true forged wheel with over 20 different unique styles to choose from for your C8 and wide-body versions of the C7, C6, and C5 Corvettes. It's an amazing value, starting at only $23.88 for a set of 4 fully forged wheels. And use the promo code CT111 and get $100 off your purchase. Visit aerolarri.com, that's AEROLARRI.com, and use the promo code CT111 for your $100 discount. Also, midenginecorvetteforum.com, the forum that focuses on the new mid-engine C8 Corvette. Meet a lot of Corvette enthusiasts like yourself at midenginecorvetteforum.com. And a shout out to Corvette Forum and CanadianCorvetteForum.com, welcoming Corvette enthusiasts from around the world. My guest on today's show has a very cool job. Now, I don't know about you, but I've always wanted to travel and see Route 66. It's been on my bucket list for a long time. Well, Austin Coop owns a company called Tulane, America. They take people and Corvette clubs on the 2,400-mile guided tour from Chicago all the way to the Santa Monica Pier in Southern California. Austin is here to talk more about these amazing journeys. Austin, welcome to Corvette Today.
Well, hi. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Austin, tell me the story about how you came up with the idea for this business.
Yeah, it really goes back to when I was a little kid. Growing up in Indiana, we had a 62 Corvette, and I was always hearing things about Route 66, but didn't really know what it meant. And fast forward into adulthood, ended up working for a travel magazine where 66 was my beat. Ended up doing guided tours for a large bus company, international company on 66. And then eventually decided I wanted to do it on my own. I wanted to have more control over the itinerary. And so we started doing Route 66 car caravans about 4 years ago. And then now, past couple of years, we've been doing Route 66 bus tours as well, just as a way for me to give the very best experience I can for people doing Route 66.
That's so cool. How long has Tulane America been in existence? How many trips do you think you've led?
Oh, gosh. Tulane America has been around about 5 years in terms of operating trips. We existed before that a little bit as a blog, but it's been about 5 years now. And then when you include my time with previous company and my time as a reporter on the road, I've done Route 66 in some way, shape, or form probably about 60 times now.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I know Tulane America also goes to other places than just Route 66. Tell me a little bit more about some of the other excursions that you do.
Yeah, so it's really just been a natural progression as people have done 66 with us. They said, well, we want to go on another trip because they made all these great friends. They want to travel together again. So we started introducing some new itineraries. The main second itinerary we have now is a Nashville to New Orleans car caravan. I'm in the process right now of launching 2 new itineraries that will do a bunch of the national parks out west, like Bryce and Zion, Arches, Canyonlands, Grand Canyon, as well as a New England kind of fall colors, leaf peeping car caravan as well. And there's also another bus tour in the mix that we're trying to get launched this year as well that will hit all of your really iconic car museums here in the Midwest, like Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Henry Ford, things like that.
That sounds like a lot of fun, too. I'd love to do that. Austin, you work with a lot of Corvette clubs, don't you?
Yeah, quite a few.
Talk to me more about what you do with the Corvette clubs.
Yeah, so Corvette clubs often come to me with a couple different ideas. For some of the clubs, they just want several members to do our car caravans, so they want to drive it. Other times the clubs come to me, and for whatever reason, the easiest thing to do for their club is to actually leave the cars at home and come on our bus tours. But for me, that was a very natural place for me to start in terms of marketing when I first started. Just because, like I said, my dad's got a 62, and then he's also got a C5. He retired from Borg Warner. He was an engineer on the C5.
Wow.
So Corvettes have always been in our family. So it was such an easy, when I was dreaming what I'd like to see, well, I want to see Corvette people on these trips because I've been around it.
That's nice.
So it was just a very natural thing.
That's really cool. Now, you mentioned this, and let's expand on this a little bit more. If a person or a group doesn't want to drive their cars, you do have chartered bus tours. Talk a little bit more about that aspect of Tulane, America.
Yeah, so like I said, I used to work for an international bus company, and Route 66 was one of the routes I did for them. I started the caravans because I wanted to do something different because I was getting feedback that people wanted to drive it. There just wasn't a really good guided tour option for people that wanted to drive it. Now I'm also seeing the flip side of that. It's a long trip. It's 2,400 miles plus your return trip home. So for a lot of people, whether it be the daunting nature of having to drive it or just the mileage on their cars and things like that, the bus tour became a really natural progression as well. So whatever floats your boat. If driving is important to you, then you can drive it in our car caravans. If you'd rather take a break from the driving and ride on the bus tour is almost identical. Definitely the best 66 bus itinerary out there. The big advantage of the bus, other than not having to drive, is you can also get more of that information and history. So I'd say if somebody really loves documentaries and movies and audio clips and video clips and things like that, the driving tour, you get the richness of driving it. The bus tour, you get the richness of the history and the immersion into 66. So they're both great options.
Very nice. Well, buddy, let's take our first break. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about the mechanics and the history of Route 66. I have Austin Coop, the owner of Tulane, America, with me here on Corvette Today.
We all know that wheels make the car. Wheelcraft will help you take your Corvette to new levels. Wheelcraft offers the world's best PVD chrome finish available on the market. Available in bright chrome and black chrome. Wheelcraft nails it in both appearance and durability, and it comes with a 5-year warranty against brake dust burns, pitting, peeling, and color delamination. Wheelcraft is also ISO certified. Whether you're having your wheels refinished or an exchange transaction, there is no core fee, no deposit, and you don't pay for the finished wheels until they are installed on your car. Wheelcraft insists on complete satisfaction before you pay. Hear from one of our customers.
I picked up a brochure at the National Corvette Museum when we took delivery of our new C8. I called Wheelcraft, and in 15 minutes, I ordered the new bright ice chrome wheels. Wheelcraft's follow-up and follow-through is superb. The wheels arrived on Sunday, installed on Monday, and cores were returned same day. The wheels are the highest quality I've ever seen, and they look awesome. Great prices, great customer service from initial contact to installation.
Thanks, Dennis from Nashville. In many cases, Wheelcraft offers finished wheels on exchange or will apply this new finish to your wheels. Either way, Wheelcraft treats your wheels as their own. Visit our website at wheelcraft.com or call us at 833-840-5334. Arrive in style with Wheelcraft.
The Radiator Grill Store offers protection for your C8's front radiators and side intakes. They also carry front strut tower covers to prevent rusting and pooling water, all with do-it-yourself installation. Get 10% off your total purchase with promo code CT10. See the full line of products at radiatorgrillstore.com.
When you want to buy a Corvette, or any Chevrolet for that matter, get yours from Hendrick Chevrolet Shawnee Mission, located in Kansas City. Hendrick Chevrolet is the largest Corvette dealership and showroom in the Midwest. With a knowledgeable sales staff and Corvette sales specialists on hand, they'll help you build the Corvette of your dreams, and they ship nationwide. With Corvette certified master mechanics on site and a huge parts department with over 24,000 parts and $2 million in inventory, Hendrick Chevrolet is well equipped to take care of your every need. From sales to service to collision repair, Hendrick Chevrolet has you covered. Visit ChevyUSA.com or call 913-384-1550.
Stretch the life of your Corvette's paint with Nova Stretch, the performance protective cover. From bugs to rock chips, Nova Stretch covers protect your C5 through C8 Corvette, utilizing stretch fabric technology and an innovative fastening system for quick installation and easy removal and storage. Made in the USA for a tailored fit, the patented design and breathable mesh protects your Corvette without rubbing or chafing the paint like traditional covers. And unlike clear film or old-time car bras, Nova Stretch provides full front-end coverage including the grille, keeping radiators and heat exchangers clean and debris-free. Visit novastretch.com and use the code CORVETTE TODAY15 to get 15% off your order. Protect your Corvette with Nova Stretch.
American Hydrocarbon is your one-stop shop for custom interior, exterior, and engine bay items for your C4 through C8 Corvette. We can help you create a custom look for your Corvette with carbon fiber or 10 different color patterns and styles. Whether it's a custom-made engine cover for your new C8 mid-engine Corvette or custom-made C4 interior upgrades, American Hydrocarbon can help you transform your Corvette into a best-in-class show car. And now we're proud to announce that we can produce and distribute officially licensed GM products for the C8 Corvette. That includes the front splitter, side skirts, engine appearance panels, and engine fluid caps. Plus, we now also carry the C8 Speedline side skirts along with the engine appearance package and high wing. Our products have been featured in Vette and Corvette magazines. Give us a call, 813-476-5638. Visit our updated website at AmericanHydrocarbon.com or email us at pat@AmericanHydrocarbon.com. Let us help you make your Corvette the car you've always wanted it to be. American Hydrocarbon.
And now, back to the only current podcast on Corvettes, Corvette Today, with your host, Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-840-5334. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me today is Austin Coop, the owner of Tulane, America, and Route 66. In the second segment, we're going to talk about some of the nuts and bolts and the specifics. Austin, first, let's give our listeners and viewers a history of Route 66 from all the way back when to present day.
Yeah, I like to tell people that Route 66 really tells the story of modern America. Starts around 1926. In some places, the road had already been built and was just rebadged. In other places, they made new road. It really starts in 1926. And then over time, just as America changed, Route 66 changed. So in 1926, really becomes the first all-weather, all-year highway to get from Chicago to LA. You'll hear people talk about it being America's first highway. That's not accurate. Lincoln Highway, some of these other roads predate it. But it's really that one that finds its way into the zeitgeist as the iconic road.
Yeah.
Go to the novel Grapes of Wrath and John Steinbeck. That's where the name The Mother Road comes from.
Oh.
But really, it tells the story of America. In the 20s up through Prohibition, it's used as a bootlegger route. During the Dust Bowl, it's used as a way to escape the Dust Bowl to California. During World War II, it's a way for GIs to get back and forth to wherever they're going, including Clark Gable. And then, the Summer of Love, it becomes a way for people to head out west in the hippie movement. So it really kind of tells the story of America, but it's a road. And just like the cars changed, the road changed. So originally you're doing it in Model Ts, Model As. You don't just need gas, which you need more frequently. You also need tune-ups. You need water. You need all sorts of things. The purpose of 66 was to go through as many small towns as humanly possible because the cars needed service. So you'd have a small town that might have 20 gas stations. Well, as the cars get bigger and faster and get more range, the road gets straighter, wider, faster, all the way on up until the interstate passes it by. The road changed just like our cars changed. So it really is a fascinating look at modern America.
That's really cool. Now, I mentioned in the introduction, it's a 2,400-mile trip from Chicago to Santa Monica. Talk about that trip and some of the towns that you go through as you go Route 66.
Yeah, so I think it's important to start with, a lot of people will hear through the grapevine that, none of it's left. None of 66 is left. 80% of the original road is still in existence.
Nice.
Now, some of that's gravel, which obviously we're not going down. But our goal with our trips is if you were to try to do all the remaining road, every last bit of it, including, like I said, there's 3 different alignments of Route 66. So if you're really trying to do all of it, it would take you about a month, and it would start to get redundant and maybe not that exciting. So what we try to do on our trips is prioritize when to take the interstate if 66 is just a frontage road or you're not seeing anything, and when to take 66. So we try to prioritize the best towns. Prime example, there's a town here in Illinois called Pontiac. They've got a car museum. They've got a Route 66 museum. They've got a veterans museum. They've got a photo gallery. They've got murals and art. I like to tell people that it's like one big episode of American Pickers. Lots of old cars, lots of roadside attractions, and the small towns, and then also the big cities. A lot of people, when they think 66, they don't think about the cool stuff in St. Louis, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Albuquerque. We run up to Santa Fe. There's lots of great stuff in the big cities that we hit as well.
That's really cool. Now, we talked about some of the cities. Talk about some of the landmarks that people will see when they take this trip down Route 66.
Yeah, so right out of the gate, you're going to see a lot of you can either call them Muffler Men or the Paul Bunyan statues.
Right.
So you're going to see a lot of that roadside kitsch, a lot of those old cars by the side of the road. We go to a lot of vintage filling stations, ranging from different years, different architecture styles. If you've seen the movie Cars, almost everything in the movie Cars is based off of real people and real places on Route 66. And we go to almost all of them. A lot of old curio shops, and then lots of museums. Some really phenomenal car museums, history museums. The Oklahoma City Bombing Memorial, we go there. That's unbelievably moving. And then stuff like Santa Fe. We do a day tour up to Santa Fe. Santa Fe was on Route 66 very, very briefly. So you get a little bit of everything. No matter what your interests are, as long as you have a basic interest in kind of Americana, it's a wonderful trip.
I love the places like the Blue Swallow Motel and things like that.
Yeah.
All the neat things, the neon lights and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I've built a great relationship with the owners of the Blue Swallow. And when we go to Tucumcari, they actually welcome the group, show us what a room looks like, tell us the history of the hotel. Just great experiences that you get from me having years of working with the same people on Route 66.
That's really cool. Now, when people sign up with Tulane America, talk about what's covered and then what still needs to be paid for by the individuals.
Yeah, so we try to design the trips, whether you do the car caravan or the bus tour, try to design them to be mostly inclusive, but still with enough freedom and flexibility that you have some wiggle room to enjoy yourself. On our trips, we cover all the hotels. They're all nice hotels. I tell people I've been doing this too long to stay at some nasty hotel. So all the hotels, all your breakfasts, 2 lunches, 3 dinners. And then anytime we go to something like the Grand Canyon or the Oklahoma Route 66 Museum, anytime we go to an activity, that's included as well.
Nice.
There's also lots of other extras and little additions that I don't want to spoil the surprise, some special guests that join us for meals and things like that. But basically, whether it's on the car caravan or the bus tour, really whatever meals are not included is your only other expense. Obviously, if you're driving in the caravan, your gas.
Yeah.
And then I tell people, of course, you're going to want to budget for lots and lots of souvenirs.
Smart. Very smart. Now, obviously, it would be fun to do this with a Corvette club. It's more fun that way, obviously. But talk about booking individual trips as well as with a club, too.
Yeah, it's very, very easy. I made the registration process simple because that's easier on everybody. If you want to do it as a club, I encourage you to email me or call me. All my contact information's on the website, and we can talk about group rates and stuff like that. But the nuts and bolts of it, basically, there's a registration form online, and you sign up, and we ask for a $250 per person deposit. That's fully refundable until 30 days before the trip. And then 30 days before the trip is also when the remaining balance is due. So we try to keep it very, very simple so that it's pretty painless for everybody.
Nice. Well, Austin, let's take our final break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about how you can book the excursions with Tulane America here on Corvette Today.
Are you ready for a better insurance policy without the Corvette tax? With agreed value protection, the value of your collector vehicle will never change. Plus, you'll save money. Get a quick quote at ncminsurance.com.
Hey, honey, are you awake?
I am now.
I can't sleep. Since turning 50, I keep dreaming of a red door and a blue door, somehow knowing there are only choices for retirement.
Okay.
Through the red door, we outlive our money. We have to rely on our kids. We're stuck on a fixed income. It's terrifying.
Yeah, that would suck.
But through the blue door, our money outlives us. We retire on our terms. Our kids stay our kids, not our caretakers. We make work optional.
Yes, that's much better. That's what I want too. But what do we do?
We call True Wealth & Company at 913-653-8783. They specialize in helping successful people make work optional. They're our fiduciary Blue Door personal wealth managers.
Hey, where are you going? It's 3 a.m.
I can't sleep. I'm going to check out True Wealth & Company online at retirewithtrue.com. That Blue Door is going to be our retirement.
913-653-8783. Visit us online at retirewithtrue.com. Investment advice offered through True Wealth & Company, LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of Kansas.
VetFinders.com is the Internet's original Corvette classified ads website, with classified ads starting at just $25. And every ad runs until your Corvette is sold. If you're in the market for a Corvette, VetFinders.com has over 500 Corvettes for sale from all around the USA and Canada and covering all 8 generations. Visit VetFinders.com, the Internet's destination for buying and selling Corvettes. That's VETTE Finders.com.
Check out the first Corvette-only auction website at 427stingray.com/Corvette today. You can sign up to bid and comment on more than 40 Corvettes every week. That's 427stingray.com/Corvette today. Join the community.
You're listening and watching Corvette Today with Steve Garrett.
Hey, thanks once again for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette. Brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call them 833-840-5334. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me today is Austin Coop, the owner and founder of Tulane, America, going down Route 66. Austin, in this third and final segment, I know you talk a lot about Corvette clubs, but you've also worked with other car clubs too. I'm sure that maybe some Corvette owners have other cars like GTOs and Camaros that they're part of a group with. Talk about the Corvette clubs that you've worked with and toured with Route 66, and then some of the non-Corvette clubs that you've led down Route 66.
Yeah, so it's always interesting how people come to me. When it first started, what I would get is maybe a couple that would do the trip in their Corvette. Trip was over, they'd go back home, they'd go to their meeting, and they would tell everybody about their trip. It's been progressing that way, both through the Corvettes. We've had it through the Thunderbird groups, some of the Mopar groups, some of the Mustang clubs. And then now what we're seeing as we've been around a little bit longer is we're seeing entire clubs reserve dates or reserve spots. Prime example, the Bluegrass Corvette Club out of Lexington, Kentucky. For 2023, they took one of my dates and they just said, that's ours. We want every spot on it.
Wow.
That's hard to coordinate. And so it takes a little while for the clubs to get everybody on the same page for a trip and things like that. But we're working with some clubs here in Illinois to do some 2-3 day trips just through the state of Illinois. It's interesting because everybody that does the trip loves old cars, loves all this stuff. And so most of them have a toy car at home. So it's interesting, whether it's the car caravan or the bus tour, within an hour of everyone meeting each other, you look around and everybody's got their phones out showing each other what they've got in the garage. We never make, unless a club reserves an entire date, we never say this bus tour is only for Camaro people or this car caravan is only for Challenger people, because we want to be flexible and be inviting to everybody. It's interesting, everybody, whether they're on the bus or in the car caravan, everybody has this common wavelength. And so it's cool to see everybody just becomes fast friends.
That's really nice. Now, you're already getting booked for 2023. Talk about how many trips you'll make on Route 66 and what are the dates of those trips that are still available.
Yeah, so we're doing 5 car caravans this year and we're doing 3 bus tours. The car caravan, one of those dates was reserved in its entirety by a Corvette club. Another date, roughly 50% of it was taken. Normally, we would be about 50% booked this time of year, and we're at about 80% booked for the car caravans.
Wow.
So at this point, the only car caravan date that still has some space on it would be the August 19th through the 31st one. And it's got space for another 8 to 10 cars. And then our bus tours, we basically run one in June, one in August, and one in September. And those are all starting to fill up, but still plenty of space for clubs or groups or anybody that wanted to hop on those. So it's been a busy fall here in terms of bookings. So it's been great.
That's awesome. Talk about some of the non-Route 66 tours that are planned for 2023 as well.
Yep. So as I mentioned at the start, a Nashville to New Orleans car caravan. Starts in Nashville, does Nashville, Memphis, Tupelo, Natchez, New Orleans. All of our other trips are much shorter. They're typically 7 to 9 days long, while the Route 66 trip is longer distance, so it's 13 days. But that Southern tour is great for anybody that loves music, loves food. It's a phenomenal trip. Right now, trying to get the website finalized and get everything posted for the Vegas to Vegas car caravan. The Vegas to Vegas caravan is going to do Grand Canyon, Monument Valley, Arches, Bryce, Zion, just some of your best national parks out west. Very easy trip. Again, about an 8-dayer. You can either drive to Vegas or fly to Vegas, do the trip, start in Vegas, end in Vegas, tack on a couple extra days. And then the Fall Colors trip, going to start just north of Boston and run up to Bar Harbor, Maine and back, do some of the most scenic drives up there, go to Ben & Jerry's, do the Mount Washington Auto Road. So that'll be a great trip as well. Just based on feedback I've been getting from people, I think both of those trips are going to fill up fast. Going to try to also get the website posted here in the coming weeks for Midwest Motorhead Bus Tour. That one's a good tour on a bus because the scenery of Northern Illinois, Central Indiana, Southern Michigan, it's not like driving the tail of the dragon. You know, you're just driving through cornfields.
Sure.
But some of the very best car museums in the United States are in that region. That trip's going to do a little bit of Route 66. It's going to do Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum, Studebaker Museum, the Cord Auburn Duesenberg Museum, the Henry Ford. Just a great way to knock out all those museums in one fell swoop. I'm kind of excited about that one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, if someone wants to reach out to you or get more information, let's talk about how they can reach you and what the website is.
Yeah, so our website is the number 2, so the numeral 2, Lane, Lane, America.com. And my email is austin@tulaneamerica.com. All my info's on there, as well as my phone number, and tons more information about the daily itinerary. And I tell people, if you're poking around on the website and you still want more information, reach out and we can give you some welcome packets and things to read through as well. And I always tell people, if you're planning a trip somewhere totally different in the United States and you just want some advice, free advice, shoot me an email. I've traveled all over the United States. I love planning trips, so I'm always happy to be a resource for people.
Nice. Also, where can people follow Tulane America on social media?
Yeah, we're active on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is just the number 2 Lane America.
Okay.
Instagram, it's TWO_Lane_America.
Gotcha. That sounds good. Austin, thanks so much for taking the time to be on Corvette Today. This is really exciting stuff, and it's great as we look forward to spring and summer to book with you at Tulane America.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to Corvette Today, and please be sure to tell your family, friends, and other Corvette enthusiasts about the Corvette Today podcast. And thanks to our sponsors, Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com to learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-840-5334. American Hydrocarbon at americanhydrocarbon.com. True Wealth and Company at retirewithtrue.com. Also, Aerolarri Wheels. Get $100 off your purchase with the new promo code CT111 at aerolarri.com. And Hendrick Chevrolet in Kansas City at chevyusa.com.
You've been listening to Corvette Today with Steve Garrett. If you'd like to contact Steve with any thoughts on the podcast or ideas for guests on Corvette Today, you can email him at stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. That's stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Garrett has 2 R's and 2 T's. Or connect with Steve on social media on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using @SteveGarrettDJ. Thanks again for listening to Corvette Today.